Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lola Ram, and today my lipstick came off. Just a little bit. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a story time video. I've never done one of these before, and I'm really excited to do it because let's just stay up, okay? I'm really excited to do it because now that I'm older, I always tell this story and people like always laugh and shit, and I don't know, I think it's a little bit funny, and I want to go on a 10. It's like a 2. But yeah, this is gonna be the story of the time I skipped school in 8th grade. And yeah, so let's just go on and go started. So I'm in 8th grade, you know, whatever. I was never the cool kid. I was like the one kid that thought I was cool. I thought I was being cool, but I really wasn't. But I had a lot of cool friends. So one day we had this friend. She's like, we had a couple friends. They were kind of like the main ones, like not the bad ones, but like the ones that always wanted to do different shit and fuck shit up. So I was friends with both of them, and they were like, hey, we're gonna just skip school next week, or I forgot what they said. We're gonna skip school tomorrow and this day next week. Be prepared, you know, be prepared because you're coming. And I was like, skip school? Is it like a holiday that we can skip school, or like me? I was kind of like freaking out, but up front I was like, you know, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna skip school with y'all. You know, like no big deal. Like, you know, you be ready because you know I'm, you know. So I thought it was just gonna be me and them, but they ended up telling like 5 other people, so it ended up being like 8 or 9 of us total. And I was just like, that's cool. And I was like, so we were like literally at lunch. No, we would plan at lunch and in the mornings, before the first bell rang, we would all have to sit in our gyms. So we had gym A, gym B. We would all sit in there and plan. So we were like, they were like, I was like in the back. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was just gonna skip school with them, and that was it. But they were like, so we need somewhere to go. And I was like, oh shit. Cause I didn't know if anybody else lived around the neighborhood, but one of my friends knew that I did. So she's like, Lauren, can we go to your house? And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you literally live right down the street. Can we go? I was like, inside my head, I was like, fuck no. Like, no, we're not fucking going to my house. Like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not finna get in trouble. But me trying to be the cool kid, I was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like let's go, you know? So, to get to my house, we actually had to cross through a intermediate school. So it was like my middle school, there was a street, a tiny neighborhood, like a few houses, and then the playground of an intermediate school, which was really big, and then it was just my house on the other side. So it was literally a straight shot. So we had this map, and we were like, okay, we're gonna go to Lauren's house, and then we're just gonna chill there and then we'll come back like 30 minutes before school ends, because some of them had to catch the bus. And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really care at this moment. I was just like, okay, whatever. So back then Facebook was really cool, right? And so we also had planned to wear like running shorts and t-shirts. They were like, yeah, come prepared, wear running shorts and t-shirts, because we're gonna have to sprint. I was 12 and fat, and I was like, where the fuck are we gonna be sprinting to? When I heard her say sprint, it brought bad memories of, you know, my gym teacher telling me to sprint down and back in 12 seconds. So yeah, that was pretty hard for me to hear. She told us we were gonna have to sprint across the street and stuff, and across the neighborhoods. But I was like, okay, whatever. I got really excited. I was sorry about that. Anyways, I was like really excited, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be really bad and post it on Facebook. So I actually ended up posting something like, shit, what did I fucking post? I posted wow, have to wear shorts and a t-shirt because shit, I don't fucking know. I just remember posting something on Facebook that day about skipping school. I didn't really say like, oh, I'm gonna skip school today, but it kind of hinted to that, but I don't think a lot of people knew what I was talking about. But I posted it anyway, and then I get to school, my friend's like, why the fuck did you post that? We're gonna get in trouble, and I was like, it's not that big of a deal, chill the fuck out. So anyways, it's the morning of the big day, you know. I'm preparing I prepared myself the night before. I drank lots of water. I had my outfit all laid out. I had my tennis shoes laid out. I was like ready, you know. I had like a little map in my head of what was gonna go, or where we were gonna go and stuff. So I get to school, and we looked so weird because we were literally the only ones in like running shoes. Like we looked like we were in athletics class. We were all dressed like that. So we all sat together in the morning before the first bell rung, and when the first bell rung, we all went to the restrooms, and we stayed there until the bell rung for class to start. So I was really nervous, actually. I was nervous as fuck. But yeah, so we were in the restrooms, and the bell rung for first class to start. We waited about 10 minutes, you know, make sure nobody was in the hallways, no teachers or anything, and then it was time to go. It was go time. So it was 5 minutes, and we were smart as fuck, low-key, and we didn't all go at one time. We let 3 people go at a time, and then the last 3 people, yeah, 3 people will go at a time. It was like 3, or half of us went first, and then the second half, something like that. So I was in the second group, and pretty much we just ran by the portables, and then we sprinted across the street into the neighborhoods, and there was actually people outside, like adults. I don't know if they were teachers, but they were like staring at us. They were like, the fuck? And like my school is like, it was kind of bad, so we see people do this all the time. So we were like, no big deal. So we sprint. Not even 5 minutes into running, I come into an obstacle. Keep in mind, I'm like 12, 13 years old, and I'm fucking fat. I am fat as shit. And I come, and if 12-year-old me, no. If you put a fence in front of me, I'm not gonna climb that shit. I am not gonna climb that shit. So we come to like a 4.5 foot fence, 4 foot fence. I'm like, everybody jumps in, I'm behind it. I'm just like, huh? What? I'm just thinking to myself, how the fuck am I gonna jump this? And there was like a second in my head where I thought, no, I'm just gonna go back. But yeah, I ended up walking all the way around it instead of just going over it. So it took me like 5 minutes to do that. Yeah, I refused to fucking climb that fence. I was struggling so hard just to even get over it. So yeah, if you can't climb fences, don't worry, you're not the only one. Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't even embarrassed. Everybody was staring at me, and I was like, I'm not climbing that fence, like fuck no. But yeah, so we start sprinting. We're just running, and finally we get to the backyard of my house, and everybody's like, damn, Lauren's house is lit. Like, she has a pool, she has volleyball, she has all this shit. And I was just in the back like this, you know. Yeah, I got that good house. I was like really happy everybody liked it, because, you know, this is where we were gonna be for school. It was like fucking 10 or something. I don't know what time it was. So we're gonna be there for a few hours, and we get there, and as soon as we get there, I let everybody inside, and then they all just kind of do whatever they want, which I didn't really mind. They were like, so we, like, they started swimming and stuff, and I was like, okay, like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. This girl, one girl that I skipped school with, she pulls out a pack of cigarettes, and I was like, what? We're in 8th grade, and like, I was still uneducated about cigarettes and like alcohol and shit. I mean, I knew what it was, but I was just like, that's bad for you, you know. So no. She pulls out a pack of cigarettes, starts smoking it. Okay, I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care, you know. Do you. And she literally smoked like half the pack, and we're in 8th grade. I was like, bitch. But whatever, I just kind of made sure that she didn't, the buds or whatever the fuck it's called, I made sure she got rid of them, threw them far out there, because I had kind of I had kind of a big backyard at the time. So yeah, everybody's swimming. I'm like sitting in the pool. I didn't really swim. I just kind of sat there, and there was like one couple that came with us, and I'm like looking around, and like all of a sudden the jets come on. So the couple sits there in front of the jets, and I look down, and the guy has a boner. He has a boner. She's over there like papi, come here, na. I say that a lot. I don't know why, sorry. She's like all up on him. They're kissing, whatever. And I was just like, okay. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then, like, after we're all done swimming, we go inside, and they, like, start going through my cabinets because they saw a shot glass. So they were like, oh, you gotta have more. I was like, we don't have any. Like, I was trying to, like, play it off, like, oh, I don't think we have any, because I don't want them going through my stuff. So they went through the cabinets, they found some shot glasses, and they had found some vodka upstairs and stuff. Like, we had this big old thing of just straight liquor and vodka and drinks and shit. So yeah, they start taking shots. I'm just like, yeah. Like, let me, like, they're like, do you want one? And I was like, yeah, whatever. They literally chugged it, and I literally filled mine up with water, and they didn't know, but because I had already drank vodka before that, and I was like traumatized because it burned my throat. I thought it was water. It was in the freezer. My parents put it there, and this was like 2 weeks before I had skipped school, so I had already like chugged vodka before, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that shit again. So yeah, that happened, and then they go in my mom's room, my mom and dad's room. They start jumping on the beds, saying, oh, look at this big king bed, talking about sex and shit. And I was like, are these really my friends? I was like, we're in 8th grade. It was like a whole new experience for me, because I guess I didn't like learn about those things as quickly as they did or whatever, but I don't give a fuck. So we like have our fun, and then one of the girls' moms actually checked her out of school so she could come skip with us. So yeah, so she checked her out of school, she came to skip with us, so technically she was okay. And then her mom came to pick her up from my house because she wanted to go home. And I was like, damn, like she, like she had her shit planned out, but her mom picked her up, so technically she didn't skip school. She was already checked out early or whatever, or she didn't go because she called in sick or some shit. I don't know what happened, but I was like, okay. So then we were getting bored, and then I had another friend, and she was like, hey, I live like 5 minutes from here, y'all want to go? And I was like, yes, please, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of my house and let's go, please. So we ended up going to her house. It was like a 10-minute walk, and we go, and we're just chilling. We were all hungry. She had leftover pizza and ramen noodles, so we was eating that shit, and we were having a good time. It was like an hour and a half we were there chilling, and then next thing you know, we get a knock on the door, and it's our fucking principal. Let me tell you, my heart dropped when I heard him talk. He's like, I know you're in there, y'all better come out, like, or else I'm gonna call the cops. And everybody was so quiet. We were whispering, and I was like, I just froze. I was like this, like what the fuck is going on? And so 2 of the girls, they took off, like, excuse me. They took off. They were trying to find like a place to escape, I guess. They were like, it was the girl it was the girl's house, and then another girl, and they were she was like, can we go through the backyard or whatever? And like we couldn't, because like I think the gate had a lock on it or some shit. So they went and hid under the bed. They went and hid under her bed, and I was still there like. So after some time, it was like 5 minutes, it wasn't that long, one of the guys decided he's just gonna open the door, because obviously our principal wasn't leaving, and he knew we were in there, and we were like, okay, let's just fucking go, and let's just face our consequences. So like we go to the door and we open it, and it was just 4 of us that opened the door. I think it was like 4 of us that he saw when we opened the door, and he's like, you better get the other 3, because if not, like, I'm calling the cops right now. And like, we were in 8th grade, we didn't fucking know, like, we didn't know. So I went and I was like, y'all need to come out here, he's finna call the cops. Like, I was bawling so hard, I was being a little bitch, I don't give a fuck, I was crying. So they come out or whatever, like, I was like the only one bawling, like tears were coming down my eyes. I had like a little I had like all my tears in my hands, and like everybody else was just like had a couple tears, but I was like like my lip moving and everything. I was so scared. So he came on like this big SUV. We think he's gonna give us a ride back to school. No, he made us walk back to school, and he followed us in his car the whole way. And like, even after we got caught, some people were like, should we make a run for it? Should we make a run for it? And I was like, what? Well, no. So we get back to the school, and literally school is like already getting out. So like parents are already picking up their kids. The buses are already there. We walk in. As soon as we walk in, or as soon as we get to the front, the bell rings. So we're going into the office. We're literally like wet. Like we were swimming and shit, and like we're just in like shorts and whatever, and like everybody's leaving school, and we're coming in literally looking like we just like came on a safari or some shit. So we went into the principal's office and we sat down, and we were there for like 20 minutes, and he comes out and he's like, so who wants to call their parents first? I was like, what you just said? He made us call our parents and told them what we did, and I was just like bawling, because let me just say something, my mom ain't nobody to play with right now. I mean, she scared me a little bit when I was younger. She don't scare me now. So mom, if you're watching this, you don't scare me. But yeah, I was like the 2nd or 3rd one to go. So I called my mom. I tried to be all tough, you know, like I sucked in my tears. I was like, hey, I was like, hey mom. She's like, yes. I was like, I got caught skipping school and you need to come pick me up. She's like, what? I was like, I got caught skipping school and you need to come pick me up. And she just said, okay, bye. Like not okay, bye, like it's okay. She was like, okay, bye, like, bitch, you finna get your ass whooped. So how long is this story time? So I'm waiting. It's like an hour after school ends, and my mom gets there, and I still have like tears like coming down my face, you know. And I see her, and I froze, because I was like, damn, she's finna slap me or something. So we get there, and she knew my principal kind of good or whatever. So they were like talking, and she was like, yeah, I don't know why she did it, I'm sorry. And I was like, don't say sorry, I don't give a fuck. Like trying to act all hard in front of everybody, but on the inside I was like dying. And by the way, I did not think he was gonna make me call my mom or any of us call our parents. I thought like we were just gonna get like AC or something, like detention during school or some shit. I don't know what y'all call it. But no, we got suspended for 3 days, and I got home that day and my parents beat my ass. They really beat my ass. And so on those 3 days, it was the funnest 3 days I've had off school ever. Like literally all I did was stay with my mom, which wasn't bad. We went to the stores and everything, and I was just like, this is awesome. Like, I don't want to go back to school. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then, like, after that, I did skip school, like, a few other times, but when I was in high school, because I was more comfortable with it. But I've never been more scared to skip school than the first time I did it. But, yeah. So, that was my story time on the time I skipped school. And just a word of advice to all you young ones out there: don't ever skip school, okay? It's not cool. Stay in school. School is cool. But yeah, I hope you guys, sorry I'm shaking, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.